So the Apple event today wasn't exactly that interesting, especially after the Microsoft event yesterday, and there wasn't that much stuff announced. The main part of the show was the Macs that were announced. So instead of telling you a roundup of the event, because there wasn't too many interesting things, there was like a new Apple TV app and stuff, I'm instead going to go over the top 5 new things in the MacBook Pros that they just announced. So let's start from the beginning and start with the touch bar. So this is probably the main kind of important feature in the new Macs. It's basically this bar that's taken the place of the function buttons, and while still offering the functionality of the function buttons from before. So basically by holding down the function button, it's going to bring up all the old function keys, but on the touch bar you're going to be able to do tools based on what application you're in. So for example, if you're in the Photos app, you're going to be able to scroll through all your photos. If you're looking at videos, you're going to be able to seek through the video. And for example, in Final Cut Pro, you're going to be able to seek through the timeline, and you're going to be able to do some common kind of functions in it. It's also going to do stuff like give word suggestions when you're typing stuff up. And this bar is also multi-touch, so you can touch it in multiple places at the same time, which I don't see why you'll need to for that bar anyway. And moving on to the right of the touch bar, there's Touch ID, which is borrowed from the iPhone and the iPad. So this is, as you would expect, something that's going to let you make purchases online through the new Apple Pay integration on websites. It's going to do things like let you sign into your Mac, and a neat little thing that it does is if there's multiple users on the Mac, when another user goes and touches the Touch ID, they're going to be signed into their own account. And the power button isn't actually gone, it's just that it's actually part of Touch ID now. So when you press on the Touch ID button and you push it down, it's going to show you the power menu now. So that's basically where the power button's gone. The display has also had a few improvements, so it's now 67% brighter, it's got 67% higher contrast. But it's also got that same sort of display that we saw yesterday with the Surface Studio. So it's got 25% more colours. It's got the P3 colour gamut. So it's got that wider range of colours, which looks great. I mean, I haven't seen it for myself yet, but I imagine it does. So yeah, that's the display improved. And the input and output were changed. Whether it's improved or not depends on whether you like USB-C or not, basically. Because pretty much they're all USB-C now. Other than a headphone jack, which is nice to see there. But basically these USB-C ports can also double as Thunderbolt ports. They can be used for charging. They can be used for input and output of audio. And they can be used to connect to monitors. So these are basically your ports for everything. But obviously it's going to be adapters galore. So just get ready to spend out on a whole load of adapters. And moving on to the final kind of 2 features, which I thought I'd put into one, is the trackpad and keyboard. So the trackpad is now 2 times larger. It's a massive trackpad. It's basically taking up all the space from basically the bottom of the keyboard all the way down to the bottom of the surface of the Mac, basically. So it's taking up that entire space. So it's just massive now. And the keyboard isn't essentially new, but it's new for the MacBook Pro. So it's the butterfly keyboard, which has that lower kind of travel. And it's supposed to be more steady and all of that than the old versions, which I don't know if you like that or not. It really depends on your preference. But yeah, the scissors keyboard has slowly been phased out of the Macs, it seems. But anyway, that's it for this video. Those were basically my top 5 new things in the MacBook Pro that was just announced. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like. Be sure to tell me down below if you liked the new Macs from the Apple event, or if you think there was any other noteworthy news which I missed maybe. So I'll see you all in the next video, which is going to be Tech Weekly on Sunday. I'll see you all in that video. Bye.